So today's webinar, I've got today with me Ian and myself. So we're going to be talking about how to get more F&B sales during this COVID-19 movement control order, partial lockdown, stuck at home situation that we're all in. And I'm here with Ian. Ian, can you introduce yourself a bit?
Hi, my name's Ian. I'm the product operations manager here in StoreHub. I have a background in e-commerce and digital marketing and a little bit of F&B. So yeah, here to share whatever we can with everyone. Yeah.
So Ian's being incredibly modest right now. Ian used to help do marketing and some operational stuff for F&B chains. He also ran a fairly successful e-commerce site called Koyara a couple of years ago. So he's got really good background in both retail and F&B. And I'm Cinch. I'm the head of marketing at StoreHub. I also teach digital marketing, but today we're not going to be talking so much about marketing tactics. So this is not a marketing class. We're literally going to talk almost entirely about how to drive more sales to your F&B store during the season. Sounds good. And if you guys have any questions at all, right, just put it in the comments and someone from the startup team will highlight it to us to cover later. Or you can also hold until the end of this quick presentation and you can ask it there as well. Sounds good? Okay.
I'm also very curious who you guys are. If you mind just sharing, what you guys do, or what you run, the type of business you run. Yeah, just post it in the comments as well. It'd be good to know.
Exactly. So we're going to be covering 3 general areas today, right, to help you get through the COVID-19 movement control order season. Number 1 is how to reach out to your customers, because that's super important. And I think we've been talking to a lot of customers lately, a lot of F&B businesses, and this is something many of them struggle with. We're also gonna teach you how to help your customers find you in a very simple ways. And lastly, how do you encourage them to buy once they found you? So the whole point of this webinar is to make sure that they're easy to do. You can do it right now. Crazy actionable steps that you can take immediately. And a quick Q&A after to answer any more specific questions you guys might have. Okay? All right. So if that's the case, let's get started. Hi, Nizar from Cowboys Food Truck. So online shopping and food deliveries have gone up by at least minimum 30% since COVID-19 pandemic. And this is before I've even gotten data about how much they've gone up since we've all been locked into our own homes. I bet it's even more now. In fact, I think most purchases, if not all purchases, are currently happening online. So they're about to go up even more, much more than usual. And more importantly, the buying behavior of the average Malaysian has changed quite a lot. Ian had some thoughts about that. Ian, can you share?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of changes in, how we are consuming goods and services right now. I mean, for one, we are locked down. We are at home. We can't really go out. So therefore, shopping online obviously is an obvious thing. The other thing is people are, I think they're getting a lot more restless. They're bored at home. They're consuming so much social media. But yeah, we are forced into a position whereby we have to consume things online. It's just inevitable.
Yeah, and so Malaysians in the past have been so reluctant to just go online, right? I know ask my mom to buy stuff online back then, she'd be so reluctant, but I don't think many people have a choice right now. So I think we live in the time of while it is incredibly sad, it's also a time of great opportunity to really, really dive into online purchasing and e-commerce. So let's get started. Sorry, just gonna, okay. So how do you reach your existing customers? And we want to cover 2 main things, right? One is SMS, the other one is social media. So SMS is or broadcasting WhatsApp is the most underrated way of reaching your customers. Big companies love to use email, and email actually does work sometimes. But if you're sitting at home, bored, nothing, and learning how to use email sending software is really challenging, simple SMS or broadcast WhatsApps tend to work. What you want to do is, so I've got here some screenshots of examples from other F&B outlets who've been messaging me actually as a customer. So I've been getting a series of WhatsApps, right? And just SMSs. So what you want to do is you want to first tell your customers that, hey guys, I'm now online. you want to remember to add your order link, because telling them you're online is not enough. Like, how in the world are they going to order from you? And you also want to like give them an action to take, like order now, get it today, or like Ian is like the master of actions. Like, what actions would you suggest, Ian?
Right. So I think maybe some key things, right? Things like you're telling them your operating hours, sending them somewhere where they can find your menu, how to order from you, takeaway or delivery options, um, payment methods, your website. If you have an online menu that you can send to them, these things. I mean, to allow them to actually take an action right away to order from you. Yeah. So just things like that.
And like, okay, so one really easy way to differentiate if you're using WhatsApp is emojis. Like you notice like Lush Bowl here, they've got like a heart at the end. If you're standing and broadcasting on WhatsApp, emojis really help capture attention. And I think so how some businesses have been sending out what SMS messages have been through I think the StoreHub back office. We have like an SMS option if you import your customer list, and you can just kind of send it out really, really quickly. And PS, for those of you who are joining us here today, because you received an SMS about this webinar, that's exactly how we did it too.
Did
So
you include an emoji?
No, I can't do that for SMS.
You didn't include emoji. I mean, that's just disappointing, Sinj.
I know. I it was very sad, but one day SMSs will take emoji as well. So
All
this
right.
is for SMS and like a broadcast. But here's the other thing: you can actually also, like, so basic, right? Social media is so huge. There's so many things you can do. So here are a handful of immediate things you should do. Number one, put your website on social media. Sounds like a no-brainer, but so many businesses don't have it here. Look at these sections right here if you follow like my mouse, right? Tradecafe.bpit.co, Kinmay, VCR, these guys have put their URLs right in their social media profiles, so that when someone's just searching to see whether, oh, hey, I wonder if VCR delivers, they can take action immediately. And like, then you don't just stop there. Shout it out on social media. Announce on your social media, hey, we're ready for takeaway. These are what we're going to do, or I'm only doing pickup. So these are examples of like cafes and restaurants that have been super, super good on their social media game. But you also don't want to just stop there, right? You want to keep posting. One of the key things, I think Ian had some stats about this, like now that people, and Ian mentioned this earlier, now that people are really bored and sitting at home with nothing to do, not everyone is like us working 16, 20-hour days trying to push out products. They are scrolling through social media obsessively, and a lot of people are just spending so much more time on Instagram and Facebook. So you want to keep posting stuff, right? And the thing is, if you're a restaurant or a cafe, you want to post stuff off of your food, because people eat with their eyes. I have impulse bought so many things to eat just from scrolling on social media. And like, Insta stories are also an amazing way to educate your customers. So this is an example of VCR. They have actually taken Insta stories of how to order from them step by step with emojis and GIFs. They put it as an Instagram highlight. They keep this going on every single day, and that really, really helps get outreach as well. And here's some inspiration. Like, if you're wondering who does it right and who does it really well, these are 3 people we feel have had their Instagram game really on. Ian, do you have anything else to add?
I mean, there's some ideas. I mean, like, if you can't really think of what to put there, just simple things like behind the scenes of what goes on in a restaurant, how you guys are coping, I think people really want to connect to you, not just as a business, but just but people connect to you on an emotional level, right? So even things about what your staff is doing during this period, how they are taking certain measures to make sure they're clean, they're even just things like
helping
preparing the food for the
their
matter.
fears, right? Like, because people are scared to order deliveries, like show like, okay, my whole kitchen staff's wearing masks.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they are consuming so much content right now that I don't think it's enough. So be as creative as you can. Show things that they don't normally get to see. Like I said, behind the scenes of how you cook and prepare stuff. That's a good way of sharing content.
And guys, like, the thing about an Insta story is that it goes way after 24 hours. So if you feel like you made like an error, you could have done it better, you have another chance to try it tomorrow. So those are some like quick steps you can take. But how do you get to reach your existing customers, right? People are already following you. How do you get discovered by new customers? And like these are just two super simple things. Number one, update your website on Google My Business. So people like to Google like coffee delivery near me, or like pizza near me, and especially if you don't want Pizza Hut or Domino's, right? And make sure your website is updated here. There are step-by-step instructions if you Google how to update website on Google My Business, and that will teach you how to put in your website here. And this is where you want to tell people to order, your order link should be here. And Ian raised a really good point earlier when we were chatting. Also update your phone number.
The other thing is also link your social media profile in. And I mean, people underestimate about listing your website on Google. I'm talking, and not just, you know, those, I say every business right now, you know, whatever industry you're in, you're really forced to come online right now, and discovery is going to be a very, very key thing, because they're not just going to walk by your store anymore and say, this cafe looks interesting. Now they're going to look for, you know, let's say if I'm looking for a steak that is near me to get delivered, or if I'm looking for coffee that's near me, right? So this is where Google is going to play a very big part of it, right? So tell people that you're a coffee place, you know, post photos, tell Google that, you know, that some of the things that you're selling, whether it's pasta, it's steak, let them know, right? And it's free. It's completely free for you to do, things that you can do right away.
It will cost you nothing, and I think that's super important to do. Okay, the other thing is like, so this is a plug. Yesterday, our team launched fooddelivery.com.my. And what is it? It's like just a project by the StoreHub team. All of us every day, we're just looking for our favorite places that deliver, that might not be on GrabFood, might not be on Foodpanda. So we kind of put out a website over the weekend. It's a directory.
How long you guys take to do this again?
48 hours, I think.
Good 48 hours, yeah.
Yeah, huge props to like our designer and our team that like stayed up till 5 a.m. on Monday night to just get this out there, right? And this is a really, really quickly hacked together website to literally list all the restaurants that we can think of who are doing their own food delivery. And I highlight this as their own food delivery, because the ones who aren't, like, they're going to get easily discovered on GrabFood or Foodpanda, but there are going to be so many of them. Like my favorite place is this shop called Allison's Soup House, and they're not on GrabFood, they're not on Foodpanda, but they might be doing their own delivery. I think they are. Like, how do I get them? How do I discover them? Is by listing here, or Tray, or Kinmei, or IDC, right? None of them are on social media, so you can go get listed on fooddelivery.com.my. There's a button here that clicks that's about submit, so just go submit your restaurant there. We're a bit slow right now because it's all kind of manual, but we will get you listed like eventually. And so guys, for those of you who are here, there are like 86 of you right now. Thank you for joining. We are going to move into the third part before Q&A, but if you guys have any questions, any comments you want to leave right here, like especially if you directed to Ian, directed to me, please feel free to comment right now. Or if you've seen anything interesting done by other F&B businesses that you feel you want to highlight, yeah, that would be great. So Zomuthi said, my restaurant offers Indonesian food and it's not listed yet on your list. Now, that's a good point. If you've already submitted it, I'm so sorry. We've gotten like hundreds of submissions in the last like 24 hours. So we're a little bit slow with uploading, but we will get everything up there. And if you have not yet submitted, please like go and do so right now, so that we can do like a submission probably like later tonight or tomorrow. And now we're going to go to the third part. This is, I think, Ian's favorite segment, right? Promotions to figure out how to position your products better. Like, Ian, why are we talking about this, like, specifically? Why is this important?
I mean, you've already done outreach, right? You've told them how to find you. You've done discovery. You know, people are discovering you. Now the thing is that how do you encourage them to buy from you? You know, what's the value you're going to give to them, right? And in times like this, whereby, you know, I have to pay a delivery fee, what's the best way I can get the most value out of that one delivery fee? Everyone hates delivery fee, right? They want free shipping and things like that. So if I have to pay a delivery fee, give me the best thing I want that I can get.
Malaysians love their value for money, and like, so how can you make sure that your customers feel like buying from you is value for money? So here are some ideas, some really interesting things we've seen other people do. So some of so here are some like beep delivery customers, and we highlight them because these are the ones that are easy for us to see. Little People Cafe in Old Klang Road started these quarantine starter packs, and it's really cute. It's a homemade pasta. I think, was it homemade pasta? Like sauce that you can cook at home, because some people might be afraid of food delivery food, especially after they got like all these like, really horrible forwarded message chains going on, right? So this is to cater to those who are a little bit more afraid. IDC, okay, it's a little bit hard to see from this, but there's something here called buy 3 free 1 promotion. IDC is running a buy 3 tubs of ice cream get 1 free promotion today. And like this is just to encourage people to buy more. Raft has had bundle meals, because most people right now, they're not ordering just for themselves, like they're ordering for a whole family. For your mom, your dad, they're ordering for like the people they live with, husband, wife, kids. So like bundling meals together instead of having people order one by one, like dinner packs or snack packs, really helps people order more from you instead of like ordering just 1 or 2 items. Anything else to add? Yeah, I know you had some interesting ideas about this.
I mean, we are seeing the average order value for each customer go up. Again, of course, they are buying just for not just for one person. But the other thing is that, you know, again, some people are setting things like you need to hit a minimum order for like free deliveries, right? So these things are really encouraging average order values to go up. So again, yeah, we're starting to see, like, again, back to like Little People Cafe, right? So what I like about them is that they normally don't sell the raw raw packs like that, right? But they're known for their homemade pasta and things like that, and they want people to experience that at home for themselves, and therefore that's how they came up with this whole quarantine starter pack, which is amazing, right? You get to, you know, enjoy good food at the same time as spend your time,
I think,
you know, cooking.
like VCR has done the same thing. They call it a stay-at-home pack, where they got bread, they have spreads.
The stay-at-home pack. Right?
Yeah, the stay-at-home pack. VCR has that right now. So Juanjin asked, right, what is the average order value amount that you've noticed per order on Beepit? I think it's really interesting. There's quite a large range, but and the reason why we say like people are ordering more now because of families is because we've noticed average order values on Beepit. So I think it ranges from between 30 ringgit to like 100 ringgit. Typically last time when you order stuff on like GrabFood or Foodpanda, you're ordering a meal for one person. So especially if it's like free delivery, so you just order like 20 bucks or one coffee, 8 ringgit. But most people now are ordering like much larger cart sizes and order sizes.
Actually, if you think about it, even before like the days of Foodpanda, when you walk into a restaurant, you're just ordering, you know, like 10, 12 ringgit. But even I noticed, like, once, I mean, food delivery in general, people do order more. I don't know if it's because of different upsells that you can actually do on the online menu. They don't normally see on the menu, right? So the average order values, we do see it going up quite a fair bit. Yeah,
that is true. And like, so there's another one. Oops, I don't have like a slide here, but Ian mentioned this earlier, like free shipping with minimum order. I know like you can do this on Beep Delivery. I'm not sure about other platforms, but you can offer free shipping of like, let's say minimum 50 ringgit, so that you encourage people to spend more in your shop, right? Right now, cash is so important for you guys. So you really do want them to be able to spend more per transaction. I think like Nazira's Roti Bakar Kacang Pu Penang. Hi, if you're from Penang, so am I.
Penang Lang.
I know, Penang Lang. Nazira said that cafe businesses have dropped 99%. Yeah, that is true. Honestly, one of the big reasons why we launched this, okay, that's our last slide, right? But like one of the big reasons why we launched this is because we noticed from our data that even right before the MCO, the quarantine order was announced, business traffic was dropping like by 50%. And then suddenly after MCO, some businesses have gone like 80% drop, zero. And I don't know how F&B businesses, cafes can survive for so long without that. And that is a huge challenge. And this is where like we actually want to help businesses like you. Delivery is a critical part of your business now. You're going to have to start delivering. If not, like, it's going to be really hard to survive.